Hello, my loves. Hello, hello. So, this is a little moment to connect with any of my fellow businesswomen out there. I've just got off my call. Oh, I feel I feel so excited. So I've just got off my call with I'm part of the Remembership inside the Somatic School, which, as some of you know, is where I completed my training to be a body oriented somatic coach. And we have 3 beautiful sessions every month inside the Remembership, and it's all centered around. We have a class called Life Body, and that really helps us. We train with the most beautiful, experienced practitioners in the fields of somatics, movement, really coming back to this sense of how we embody the very thing that we're offering out in our own lives, out in the real world. And we also have the beautiful Earth Body, possibly, I mean, there's no possibly about it, it's definitely my fave. Definitely my favourite. Earth Body is all about ecosomatics, how we begin to weave together this beautiful relationship and interconnectedness that we have with nature, within our own ecosystems of our bodies, our own nervous systems, and really relating to our own embodiment on a much larger scale than us, really relating to collectively how this weaves its way through so many areas of life, whether that's through our local communities, whether it's through connecting with Indigenous communities, whether it's connecting out with nature, and really weaving it all together. And I'm forgetting we have one more. We have our monthly immersions where we really hone in and cultivate our skills as somatic coaches. We really start to hone in on all of our practice and how we can really enhance our skills as a coach as we continue to offer support to our wonderful clients. And the reason I'm hopping on today and the reason I'm so activated and excited is because today we had our business body class. Now, business body so far has been a lot around the energetics. It's been a lot around really reconnecting with our vision, really feeling that within the depths of our body, every cell of our being, within our hearts, within our breath, within our language, our tone of voice, all of these things. And that has been transformational, as the other offerings have been. And today we had the pleasure of having our business body class with the wonderful Nathan, who is the founder of the Somatic School. And yeah, it's been really beautiful getting to know Nathan over the past year mainly inside Earth Body, and really seeing what he's managed to create inside the Somatic School with this vision of his, and just how much it's enhanced not only my skills as a coach in ways that I never could have imagined, and not only the ripple effect that that's had on all of the spaces that I've been able to create and offer since joining the Somatic School back in 2022, but it's also hugely enhanced my way of being in terms of my relationship with my life, in terms of how I relate to myself, how I connect with my life day to day, how I interact and engage with relationships, how I bring to life and envision my business, how I bring it all into something that feels deeply embodied, deeply aligned, deeply tangible, so that I can really share all of these beautiful experiences that have literally changed my life. I feel a bit emotional speaking about it. Literally never could have imagined the impact that this journey has had on my life, my relationships, my own nervous system. It's literally shifted so much for me and has allowed me to come back into my own body, to soften into my own heart, to believe in myself again, to really own what it is that feels like my truth, to really feel in the depths of my heart that what I'm feeling within myself isn't only valid, but it's important. It's important and it's worthy of sharing, and I have something really meaningful to share with others that could influence their life in the way that it has mine. Oh, As you can see, my loves, this means a lot to me. It's why I'm so passionate about what I offer, everything that I create. It's why I feel everything in my heart so deeply. This isn't just a business for me. It's not something that I do to make money. As we know, when we're leading from our hearts, when we're speaking passionately about the thing that has transformed our own lives, that continues to influence our life day to day, when we're breathing and living and being and embodying the very thing that we're standing for, the very thing that we want to share with the world. I used to think that that meant I had to be perfect at what I offer. I used to think that that meant I had to have mastered what I'm offering, and that I somehow had to be this finished product, and that completely diminished my capacity to be human. It really kept me stuck, like in this sense of convincing myself, just like in other careers that I've been in, like, who do I have to be good enough? How much value do I need to offer to be worthy of this space, this trust, this exchange, whether it's energetic, whether it's financial, whether it's an emotional heart-to-heart exchange. All of these things that used to get in my way. And since exploring all of this, since training with the somatic school and continuing to deepen my journey with somatics over the course of the past, well, since I first ventured into the world of somatics in 2021. Oh, gosh. I feel so grateful that I can bring all of these passions, all of this vision to life in a way that feels deeply aligned, deeply embodied, deeply centered in the heart first. And as we know, if we lead always from our beautiful feminine essence, we can sometimes feel like we're not getting things done, that we're not experiencing that forward momentum that we're desiring, that we might not be experiencing the consistency, whether that's in the way that we're expressing what we offer, whether that's in the way that we're networking and connecting with others, whether that's in the way that we're creating spaces that we know would feel really nourishing if they were offered consistently, if that's that sense of not receiving that consistent financial abundance and exchange that we know is going to continue to support us to really offer these spaces, to really thrive in this beautiful mutual exchange, so that we can continue to really feel nourished within ourselves, to feel supported with having our basic needs met, so that we can continue to show up in these ways that feel really deeply nourishing, both for the people that we're supporting and for ourselves and for our loved ones and so on. And so with all of that, I've just come off Business Body and I am so excited. Today was all about sales as an act of service. And oh my goodness, I mean, I've jotted down, I think it was 16 pages of notes. And the thing I love about that is, usually if we were in that note-taking energy, we'd be like in the conceptual, stuck in the head, like da 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 da. And I'd normally leave the call feeling like overwhelmed, like, oh my goodness, I've just wrote 16 pages of notes. I've got all these things I need to do. I feel overwhelmed, da 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 da. And as always with the somatic school, I leave feeling, oh, there's so many things that I'm feeling right now. I don't even know how to pinpoint it. It feels like I can feel the spaciousness in my body. I can feel the beautiful aliveness, the sensation in my chest, in my heart space. I can feel the elevated energy in my upper body, in my head. I can feel the openness in my throat. I can feel the alive, spacious fullness of my belly. There's no contraction there. I can feel the tingliness in my feet and the solid ground beneath my feet. Oh, so excited. And the reason I'm so excited about this is because So often in the coaching world, in the coaching spaces, in my experience, when it gets to the sale, the offering of the very thing that we're hoping to offer, we can find ourselves feeling a bit icky. We can find ourselves feeling like, I don't want this to feel like a sale. I don't want this to feel like some kind of cold, impersonal exchange. I want to really feel in the heart. I want to offer this from the heart. And if you're anything like me, ladies, you might have offered a lot for free over the course of your business journey, wherever you're at in that journey. At the start of my journey a year ago, I think I was offering somewhere in the region of 6 to 8 free experiences per week. Per week. I was offering 2 Instagram lives. And when I say Instagram lives, this was like guided practices, somatic invitations, women's circle check-in, like all of these things every morning, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the morning embrace. Go and check out She Embraces It All. It's on there. I might not have saved all of them on the grid because a lot of them didn't save. A lot of them were between 30 to 60 to 90 minutes long. That's how much energy I was pouring into these free offerings. And that was every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday evening, I was offering Hey Body, which again was another guided practice. It was another little check-in. And that could be from anywhere from 15, 20, 30, 40 minutes every evening. And on top of that, I was offering 2 Move with Meg sessions, I think it was, a month on Wednesday evenings. It was all for free. I was wanting to pour out these spaces that I knew had benefited me so much, that I knew carried so much value, so much potential for other women to connect with themselves in a really beautifully spacious, loving, gentle, heart-centered, authentic way. And I was offering it all because I just wanted it to be available. And one of my friends at the time, who is a fellow businesswoman, she reflected back that it's no wonder that you're not bringing in that beautiful sense of consistency in terms of the clients that you're working with, in terms of the women that are wanting to lean in a deeper way and are really wanting to explore on a personal level what this all means for them. It's no wonder that that's not happening because you're offering, and she didn't, phrase it in this way, but you're offering 6 to 8 free experiences a week. Why would anybody need to step in and explore that deeper journey together? Why would anybody need to exchange and invest in themselves when there's all these loose offerings available floating about? And the more that I realised, I was actually doing a disservice to other women, because when there were all these loose offerings floating about, chances are they might not even hop on. They might watch a live back, they might dip in and out every now and then, they might sign up to the Move with Meg sessions, they might come to one and then they might forget and then they might miss a few. And so they were getting like a little snippet each time, like a little taster, but they weren't experiencing the richness of what those spaces could offer if they devoted themselves to experiencing that with more regular consistency, with more regular curiosity. Their nervous system wasn't having the chance to experience familiarity, the nourishment, the safety that it needed to actually begin to heal, to begin to soften, to begin to experience another way of being, because life would happen and they would just dip in and out sporadically every now and then. And so when I started to trim back my free offerings, not only did I reserve more of my energy because I was burning myself out with all of these free offerings, I was able to offer more rich, potent experiences and spaces where women could say, do you know what? I am worthy. I am worthy of that space that's going to be carved out in my diary once a month, once a week, however often it might have been. I am worthy of that space. And that alone, my loves, that alone, as we know, is so powerful. When I've invested in myself, my heart, my relationships, my business, the act of offering that investment within myself alone before we even step into that space is transformational. And I see that with women stepping into these spaces. As soon as they offer themselves that exchange, they complete the payment, and straight away, it's like something opens up within their experience of life and things start flowing to them with more ease. I've had messages off women that are like, oh my goodness, I've already just noticed all of these synchronicities since I completed that payment. I've actually just had this message off this person. I've seen this. It's like the gift in themselves, the experience of worthiness. And then the good old reticular activating system in the brain is like, she's just invested this. So she must believe that she's worthy. So now our brain is then scanning for all of the other things that prove that we're worthy. So our capacity to expand into all of these other opportunities that we might have missed already start flowing into our life the moment that we plant that seed that we're worthy of this space, that we're worthy of this journey. Just like when I'm investing in my relationships, I've worked on and off with a relationship coach now for the past few years, in terms of my relationship with myself, my own embodied pleasure and sensuality, my own de-armoring practices. I've worked with a relationship coach in terms of healing my own heart so that I can start trusting in myself more and be really open within myself to receive before I even consider meeting someone. And then I started to venture into working with a relationship coach when I'd welcomed in the love that I was desiring, that I'd actually felt, wow, I've just invested all of this beautiful money. And it was a big investment. I remember the first investment that I made with my first soul expression coach. This was back in 2020, I believe it was. And yeah, it was 2020. And I invested £4,600 up front. I'd had the honour of receiving some money around that time. And even though I had the money in my account, I felt terrified. I felt absolutely terrified. And do you know what the biggest thing was? The biggest thing was, if I invest this money into myself, I know that something's going to shift in my life, and that feels scary. Even though I wanted something to change in my life, even though I was desperately yearning for something to change in my life because I felt so disconnected, so out of alignment, so misaligned. I felt so unfulfilled and I felt so stuck and drained from life and my relationship at the time and just so much that it felt scary to admit that if I invest this, then my life might change. And that feels scary, even though I know that's what my soul and my heart is yearning for. Even though I know that that's the path that I'm destined for. And oh my goodness, am I glad? Am I so glad that I invested in that money? If I hadn't have invested that £4,600, chances are I would still be in that life, that career that was draining the life out of me. I would still be in that relationship that just wasn't aligned anymore. It wasn't fulfilling. I would still be living in a different town. I would still be in all of these different aspects of my life that just were draining the life out of me. And that's not to say that these investments always result in huge, massive changes like moving house or ending a relationship or a career. That was just my journey. That was what I was feeling deeply called for in my soul alignment journey. And at the same time, oh my goodness, when I invested, I went on to invest, and I'm sharing this all very openly because it feels important to talk about actually what investing in ourselves actually offers, so that when we're offering women the opportunity to invest in themselves, we're not seeing it as some kind of act that they're losing something. Sometimes we might sense like, oh, we're taking money off someone, and that can feel a bit icky, and we can start to question, well, what does that mean about me? Does it mean I have to be X, Y, and Z? Am I going to be good enough? Is my offering going to be good enough? All of these things. And actually, the reason I'm sharing this so openly today is because if I hadn't have invested, I'm talking over the years, my loves, 20 to 30,000 pounds. And I'm going back to like uni fees. I'm going back to all of my postgraduate studies. I'm going back to all of the courses that I've invested in over the years, my extra qualifications, my coaching qualifications, my time in the somatic school, and also the deep, I mean, if you've followed my journey for a while, my loves, and if you're on the journey yourself, you know just how much we could invest in our own healing in today's world. It's so beautiful that we have so much available to us, transformational experiences, so that we can reconnect with our own hearts. And so it won't be shocking for you to hear that I have spent thousands upon thousands over the years in terms of my relationship coaching. I spent 2,600, I think it was initially, and then on top of that I journeyed back in and spent another 500 on top of that. And for me, in terms of relationships, oh my goodness, before I invested in all of my coaching in terms of my relationship with myself and in terms of how I relate to others, I was so socially anxious. I was so riddled with health anxiety. Couldn't even come out with that then, because it I guess it's still a really potent raw part of my journey, which is like, gosh, my heart was so fragile. It was so closed off. It was closed off to any form of connection with myself, with others. It was like my heart was so fragile. I just felt so scared of everything. I had really intense health anxiety. I knew that I needed to heal my heart, both emotionally and physically. Like, my nervous system was absolutely shot to pieces because of experiences that I'd been through with past relationships, with this anxious, avoidant attachment style that I've been dancing with for so long throughout my life. And it had led me to feeling so disconnected that I constantly felt like I wasn't worthy of connection, I wasn't worthy of love. I couldn't arrive in community spaces because I would be so anxious and so worried about rejection or abandonment and all these things. And when I invested that beautiful money into myself, into my relationships, not only did I heal my heart emotionally, physically, heal my nervous system, I cultivated this unwavering self-trust within myself, this unwavering, beautiful compassion and self-honoring and self-soothing and self-nurturing. And that has rippled into so many areas of my life, alongside the £5,000-6,000 I've invested, both with my training with the somatic school and with my continuous professional and personal development over the course of the past year inside the school as well. I invest this money into these experiences because it offers me so much. It reminds me that I am worthy of receiving this beautiful healing, these beautiful experiences. It reminds me that what I deeply value and believe in and feel passionate about is so worthy of being given space. It's so worthy of having a platform, having a beautifully protected space each week, each month, where I can nurture that, where I can nurture the vision, where I can believe in myself, and where I can really devote myself to bringing this to life. And I could talk about this all day long, my loves. I really could. The beautiful essence of investment. And when we really connect with what our investments have offered to us on our journeys, how can that then influence us getting out of the way when we're tripping up on, oh, I don't want to charge that much, or oh, is that investment too high? Oh, that feels a bit icky, or I feel a bit like guilty for taking money off people. It's like, oh my goodness, let's remember how beautifully life enhancing it has been for us to invest that money into ourselves. And if you're anything like me, the more that we're invested in ourselves, if it feels aligned and embodied, not to say that we're like splashing out money left, right, and centre because we feel fearful or if it's coming from a place of lack, But if we're investing money and our time and our energy and our heart and our passion into something that feels deeply aligned, deeply resonant, if it sings to your heart, that is where we're really going to receive the most nourishment, the most space to really amplify that very thing that we're investing in. And so, where do I want to go with all of this? It feels so beautiful to reflect on this at the moment, when I could notice parts of my experience, finding some old habitual patterns or beliefs coming up around supporting people with my offerings, and to recap today with the school to really come back to the essence of, what if we get in our own way, and what if we undervalue ourselves, and what if we actually don't follow through with that follow-up with that person because we don't want to feel like we're bothering them or that we're mithering them? Or what if we don't support that woman with a curiosity and further inquiry and loving challenge if we have that beautiful relationship with that person, so that we can really support them in receiving the very same nourishment, the very same impacts that we've experienced having invested in ourselves in something that feels deeply true, deeply aligned and fulfilling for us. And so this is something I'm really, really excited to explore. I've got so many tangible, practical steps that feel so embodied today and feel so aligned and so resonant and so heartfelt. And I can't wait to weave all of this together into my vision, into our conversations, where we can really support one another and we can support our visions to really flourish and thrive in a way that feels deeply healing for our nervous systems and for the nervous systems of the women that we're supporting, so that we can continue to feel deeply rooted into ourselves, into our breath, our body, our deeper inner knowing, and we can rise and expand into the fullness of who we're really here to be, to embody, to breathe into our existence, to breathe into the world, what we're here to stand for, what we're here to represent and offer, what we're here to invite people into should they feel the call. And what are the women that we're supporting here? What are they here to really feel from this life? What are they here to really embody within themselves? What are they here to offer themselves, to let themselves experience out of their lives, their relationships, their business? It feels so open. It feels so beautifully loving. And I just can't wait to lean in and explore this all more together. And so if this resonates, my love, and you're curious, I'm going to be weaving in much more of these types of conversations. I've got something very exciting coming up, linked to all of this and more, which I feel so deeply honoured to be going down this path. It feels so true to my heart right now. It feels so much bigger than the vision that I initially had for all of this. It feels collectively like there's some deep, deep shifts happening in the collective right now, and I feel so honoured to have connected with so many women that are so devoted not only to their own hearts but to the opening of all of our hearts collectively, to really support others to lead from that heart-centered space and to soften into our bodies, into our hearts, so that as a collective we can start to experience life and experience a way of being that feels where the heart takes the lead, where we let our bodies show us the way, and where we really stand for the truth of our core values. We really share our offerings, we share our spaces, we share our invitations from a deep place of embodied truth within ourselves, because we know that we've experienced that same nourishment because we've seen the nourishment that it's offered to so many others. And so we come from that beautiful place of heart-centered knowing. And it feels so exciting to, create this beautiful offering that we can lean into this space together and uncover what all of this means for you at this point of your business journey, my love. And so if it does resonate, feel free to pop me a message. Let me know that you've watched this video, and I would absolutely love to connect and see what feels alive for you in your business right now. See what resonated from this call. See any questions or insights that you have having explored this today, and to see what really feels alive for you. What is it that you're really yearning for? Maybe there's a block in your business, maybe there's a belief, maybe there's something that you feel just isn't aligning, maybe there's something that you feel, I'm just not able to fully show up because of ... Maybe you don't know what that is right now and you're really curious what it is that is feeling misaligned, or what it is that you feel is blocking or preventing you from really embodying the very essence of who you came here to be and what you're here to offer. And so I would love to connect over that, my loves. For now, I hope this has been supportive in one way, shape or form today, and really look forward to connecting again soon. Keep showing up, my love. Keep really breathing into the essence of who you are. That very thing that you feel might be getting in your way might just be the very essence, the very gold, the very gift that you're here to so beautifully offer to this world. And so I look forward to connecting more soon. Sending lots of love and have a beautiful rest of your day.